Hi everyone, as promised I'm setting up a video for you to hopefully help you set up your Microsoft Teams. I'm hoping that this will help you with the transition. Thank you again for being so flexible and resilient in all of this day-to-day changes that sometimes happen. Hopefully this will help you so that midweek to end of week we're all set up with our Microsoft Teams. So the first thing that you want to do is once you're logged in for your to your Outlook, from this app launcher to the top left, you can select Teams. This is going to bring you to your Teams homepage, which is very similar to Google Classroom in the sense that it has all of the teams that you are a member of posted here in this screen. And so this looks just like Google Classroom with all the classrooms that you've created. When you want to be able to join or create a team, you're going to come over here to the top right and you're going to select Join or Create Team. This gives you a few things. It shows some of the public teams that you could choose to become a part of, and also has the option for you to join and create. So when you want to create a team, you're going to come over here to the left, click Create Team, and you're going to select the type of team that you want to create. So most of us are going to be creating a PLC. You would put in the name of the team. So let's say we are creating the 8th grade math team. You would put that here, or you could come up with something really creative. You could put in an optional descriptor, but you don't have to. And you're going to leave the privacy settings to private. And then you're going to select Next. Now you have a couple options of how you might want to add people to your team. You could go ahead and type in their names here. And so maybe I want to invite Mr. Fleiss to this team. I would select Add, and maybe I'm adding, try that. Okay, that went through. And then we're going to select Mr. Sella to be part of this team. And so if your teams are small, you may want to just go ahead and add everybody this way. That way they do not need a member code. But if your team is larger, you may want to just send the code for people to join. And you also have the option to change people's restrictions on this, and so Mr. Fleiss maybe also becomes an owner of this team, which gives him more posting opportunity, I guess some flexibility and some more privileges within this team. Okay, so if your team is really big, like I said, and you don't want to add everybody this way, you can also come over here. So now we're in the 8th grade teams within the team, and the first thing you'll notice is that there's a stream here, which is very similar to the Google Classroom stream. This will post anything that's happening within the team and keeps updating throughout. But the way that you would also add some more people is you come over here to these 3 dots, select Manage Team. Then you're going to come over to the first thing you're going to see is all the members of your team are here. So these are the owners, and then your members are also listed here. And then to add more people, you would go to Settings, go to the team code. The first time that you're doing this, you would select Generate, and then this code would come up. You could simply copy this code and then set up an email and send an email out to everybody on the team asking them to go ahead and join this team. So let's say you're in the receiving end of this code and you're like, how do I join this team? You would go ahead and go back to your home page. You would start at your home page where we were before. And when you select Join or Create Team, instead of creating a team, now you would join a team. So I went ahead and copy and pasted the team that I just created, and you would select Join Team. Now what would happen is it's going to bring you back over here. And so now you'll see that your team is now here. Okay. So now we see, I'm moving some things, but now we see that the 8th grade math team is here. Okay, so now you are part of a team, you've created a team, and you want to be able to set up meetings for that team. You're not going to want to do this from your Outlook. You're going to want to do this directly from Microsoft Teams. The reason being is because when you set up the meetings within the Teams feature, it directly connects it to this team, and then if you choose to record it, it will stream it for you so that anyone who misses the meeting will be able to have access to that recording. And so instead of going to Outlook calendars, you'll go to calendars right here on your left. Your Outlook calendar will come up, and then you're going to come over here to the top right and select New Meeting. You're going to put in the title of your meeting. So let's say I am setting up a virtual meeting with my administrative team. Okay, you could type in people's names here, or the easier thing to do is wait till you get to this channel feature. So let's say we want to select the date. Let's say I want to meet on April 9th, and I want to meet at 9 a.m. and we want to meet for an hour. Now let's say instead of having to set this calendar invite up every week, I want to make this a repeating meeting. So I would set up weekly so that it happens every Thursday starting on the 9th. And since we don't know how long we're going to be in virtual space, but we do know that hopefully this is coming to an end at some point, I may choose to do a custom setup, which means that I still have April 9th. I still have it repeating every week on Thursdays, but now I can select an end date. And so since we're coming back on the 29th, I may say that our last meeting is going to be on the 23rd, assuming that we would be back for the following week for within the building. And so I'm going to select save. And so now what this says now is that we're going to meet every Thursday from 4/9 to 4/23. And so moving forward after 4/23, we would no longer see a calendar invite in our Outlook calendar. Now I need to invite people on the team. And so this was set up for the administrative cabinet. So I call the admin cabinet our dream team. So I would select that. And then what's going to happen is once I click send, this is going to send automatically out to everybody who is a part of that team. So now there's going to be 2 ways for each team member to be able to join the meeting at the time of the meeting. So 2 things could happen. They could, number 1, on Thursday the 9th, they would see that this meeting, which is actually still being created, you could come here and literally click in, right? And I can show you that for this meeting that we have here. Or I'll show that to you actually in a minute because I think I have to do it from my calendar. Okay, so a couple things that we could do. One thing is that I can go into Teams, right? Go into my team meeting, okay? And now I'll see here that this meeting is scheduled. So when the time for this meeting comes, I would be able to jump right into this meeting. There'll be a join button here and I would be able to join it. The other option that I have is if I'm already in Outlook, and I'm in my calendar for Outlook, I would see on the 9th that I have a meeting schedule, and I could click here, and I could click join Teams meeting. And so at the time of the meeting, I could go both ways. I could do this here, or I could do it the way I showed you before in Teams. So hopefully that helps you to be able to set up your teams, be able to invite people to your teams, and also be able to set up your meetings. That stream feature also allows you to upload documents. So if within the meeting you wanted to upload the agenda, or once it was completed, or there were resources that were discussed, you could also upload into the stream. So it's very, very similar to Google Classroom in that way. Right, so I hope this was helpful. Again, if you need more help, I'm more than happy to help you. I could set up a Microsoft Teams meeting with you so that I can walk you through this one-to-one if that's something that would be helpful to you. Otherwise, just reach out with anything else that you may need help with. Hopefully this is helpful. All right, bye.